What's good, YouTube and Twitch? We're live to both, so welcome to the house. Well, actually, you're gonna be time traveling on YouTube, but we're live on Twitch with a market watch, and the first couple of things are bad buyouts of the week. This keeps happening time and time again. The Dark Magicians is going up in price and off of the market, and I find this absolutely ridiculous, considering that we have the rewave of Legendary Duelist Magical Hero, and what will people be chasing? Magician's Souls. What will happen to the rest of the set as more of this product gets open and unlimited printings come out because people just want the cards? They're going to go down for some time, and the EU will also have their boxes which have no shorts in them compared to the US. So this is definitely one of the worst card bumps in prices that's happening right now. And we also see Deskbot 003 getting a buyout for the Mega Pack version right now. What is this? He's literally over here in the brand new Mechanized Madness. This isn't some old version. This is the brand new structure deck. He's reprinted right in here. What are you doing? Stop it, get some help. Now into a serious discussion about the market. We have people targeting the collector's market very heavily, and as I understand it, I've talked to some of my friends, you're seeing $500 DR4 satellite cannon. They're not going to make sales at this rate. And you see Judgment Dragon Ultimate Rare targeted, completely sold out. Black Rose Dragon Ultimate Rare, this is kind of surprising. People usually hate on the Ulti versus the Ghost Rare, towards 195. These are all getting targeted on the collector's market, and stores are becoming, during this time, surprisingly cash rich because the market is moving so many meta cards and so much of their new product and so many things that they are becoming card poor and cash rich, which as a store you do not want to happen even during a tough time like this. While you want to float the bills, you need inventory, and you need your inventory to somewhat move or go towards places so that you can have trades and you can have, you know, the ability to also make sales. And running out of cards is something you don't want as a store, period. So they are going for the collector's market so more, while the most of community is going for the meta during a time we can't play. This is the smarter move in my opinion. That's probably why they're store owners, but a lot of this is moving in that direction as I've heard. So we do see it's happening like this. The collector's market is moving in the direction that I thought it would head, but definitely not for the reason that I thought it would head there. We also see Delinquent Duo, every single version getting focused right now. I think this is a smart one. I told everyone to get this while it was $2 way back in the day. It has aged very well, and now the Secret Rare is running off of market, as is pretty much every version versus its market price. Gonna get back into goat steering this time? It is on Dueling Book rated, isn't it? Also, thank you guys so much. We actually slammed YBM and they're sold out of Eternity Code, but I still am taking that deal where you can use code What's Good 5. I take less of a cut, Yu-Gi-Oh! Black Market takes less of a cut, and you're getting some of the best prices on this sale right now, but the sale is for a limited time. So if you're looking for future product to go for, here's a place to go ahead and get it at some of the best prices on market, shipped directly to you for free on any order over 20 if you're in the USA. Now, it's not a market watch without a Mermail price update. Mermail Abyss is up, and there's another card that I'm forgetting. It's probably Tias or something, where we see it towards ridiculous pricing despite having plenty of copies on the market. I think any Abyss is pretty expensive, hands down, so let's go ahead and oh yeah, well, good luck getting an ultra rare versus an ulti, it would seem. It just feels like water is extremely hyped coming out of Eternity Code. People are like, I'm back, baby, I sold Mermails back in the day, and they don't care the pricing, or the true fans already have this deck, and people are flooding back towards trying to hand loop. Cosmo Dark Destroyer. This, I think, is stupid. I featured it while it was going up. I was like, this is bad. It never pans out. And here we go again, towards $100. People are really looking for places to sink their money in right now. And you see the rest of the Cosmo stuff not really moving, just Dark Destroyer. And there's your budget alternative, still pretty readily on market at a low price. So good luck making any kind of sales near I guess even above the $30 mark. I just don't see it happening personally. Let's get into Eternity Code and what's happening here. Tier Zero's actually dropped a lot of their prices this weekend. You may not have been looking at them because they were focused and like by the entire community as one of the only international shippers with the stuff early because they're EU, and now they've lowered a lot of their prices versus market and it's looking better. We see Gear Suit towards 88 with What's Good 5 cutting 5% off of that, and you actually have it cheaper than TCG Player before even the discount. So they're looking at the market, they're adjusting despite having sold out of lots of quantities, so you may want to recheck Tier 0 for some of those cards you've been looking for. We see price drops on a ton of things, like Link Ross is towards 28, where on TCG Player it's still up in price, so hopefully that will also bring some coolant via competition, because over here it's towards 36. So you can see Tier 0 is doing their thing again. They're not caring about the market over here. They're looking at getting you cheaper prices that they feel more fair versus estimated value pulled, and there are deals to be had over here, of course using that code to save yourself some money and support the channel directly. And you see Ghost Mourner towards 25. They're just making sure to beat a lot of the prices over here by a very good margin. But this does feel like the Dark Neostorm effect. Everything is so good, and even though there's worse ratios, when everything is this good, something's got to give on the prices. And remember how cheap Dark Neostorm was? I think this will be more expensive than Dark Neostorm as a set, but something's got to give on all of these openings versus some of these prices. I think the meta cards like Link Cross, Access Code, stuff like that, they're really going to set themselves apart, and the rest of the set will probably fall for a bit. I think Archosaur is inflated, but boy does it take dinosaurs to kind of this other level, but it's not seeing results in early online tournament play. So make your decisions wisely on what you're going in on, because some stuff will definitely increase from here, but other stuff will definitely fall out. And the moment there's that announced YCS, when we know what's happening, I think both this and Secret Slayers, there's going to be a mad dash for them on the market, and not a very good amount of quantity versus what was released. So do make your decisions sooner than later once this set has hit shelves June 8th over towards the US, and you see the actual prices start to formulate. Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend is getting made in multiple decks, actually just naturally, 2 tuners plus 1 or more non-tuner monster, and this card is pretty darn amazing. And we see with 2 printings only, the new we have Duelist Pack, Dimensional Guardians, and this card is seeing play and going up in price, so this is something that's rapidly rising. We have Condemned Witch. I think this is seeing play in generators, and we have the new generator cards coming forward out of Eternity Code, and I played against the deck. It's better than I actually thought it would be, and this is going up as one of their options, and you can see it rises somewhat quickly. So consider that Soul Fusion, you know, it's a bit ago, she doesn't have a reprint, and people are looking at this. But with the Dark Lord support coming out, you would think they might do something with this in an OTS pack. OTS packs, their supply chain is certainly choked up, so I wonder when we will get another look at her. Speaking of a penny stock that's running out, I don't like how Rikas have caused so many buyouts, but we see Rose Paladin actually running out on market here, and somebody in stream did suggest, hey, look, she's running out. Yes, she is. So if you're thinking about having Rose Paladin as an option as a Rika player, I suppose there it is, and that would be why the quantities are running out. Secret Slayers is in a weird place. I don't want to suggest making a rush for it, but again, like I just said, the moment that first YCS is solidified, think of what's going to happen with Secret Slayers, Eternity Code, and maybe even Rise of the Duelist prices. Master Rule 5 had so much hype coming into April that you see Yu-Gi-Oh! Just going headstrong towards the market, where almost every other card game's kind of chilling. Although Magic has its new Godzilla set, I understand that's really going well for them, not just because Godzilla's in it, but we see this, and is it overhyped, or is it deserving? I really don't want to think about what's going to happen when the floodgates do open up, you get to play in events, and people finally decide they're going to have to buy their cards, versus how will tournaments be run in the future. We're going to have to wait and see. Necros is up because of Dragma. I know, make your jokes at the name. But Dragma Necros is something the community is taking very seriously, and we see Brionic going up, blaze it, and we see the secret rare versions ridiculously proportioned. I covered these already, but I don't think I mixed in the explanation of Dragma being the cause. It does seem like that's what's finally moving these. Some Adamancipator text. We've got Block Golem, the common, getting bought out. It's a $2 common, so if you have this in your bulk and you don't want to be playing this, well, you have a $2 common. common you might not have known about. And speaking of commons you might not have known about, Weeping Idol. This was played on me on Dueling Book a while back ago by an Adamantipator player, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Although he's a dark, so the, you know, earth aspect isn't necessarily there for Block Dragon, it's still a pretty cool tech. It only has one printing out of Absolute Power Force, and that's why it's going up. It is a rock type, and it self-special summons, if I recall. Yeah, you remove it from play a tuner monster from your graveyard, and you can just special summon him. So that's a pretty good ability to continue out from hand and always have your card live. Finally, Beans. Bean Soldier is going up with only a couple of listings on market, speaking to the ridiculous collector's market that is right now. Then again, TP1, the set for commons, they've always been somewhat expensive, and it's a set a lot of people will want to complete. It's kind of that first thing you think about after completing a first set LOB set. Well, yeah, that's very expensive. Now, you start thinking TP1 and other things like DR4 Retro Pack. TP1's definitely up there on people's minds, so there you have it. Thank you for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the conversation. And what do you think? Do you think it is kind of stores thinking about this position that are successful and know how to operate online? I probably should have interjected that in the earlier thing, where there are stores that are heavily hurting, mom and pop stores. The ones that do operate online and know how to operate online are definitely thriving during this time somewhat. And let me guess, a sellout
And
for my
if you are interested in going in on any of these crazy buyouts, please use my TCG.
Oh, man.
Link in the description for nothing extra and supporting the channel directly.
Y'all have my back. I appreciate it, guys. But yeah, it's wild out here, and the buyouts are just rising to another literal level, and my original thoughts on what would happen to the market are happening. Although I thought the meta would fall, meta's way up, the collector's market is being focused. So, I suppose we'll have to see if that can even fall out over time, or if we're going to see kind of this new price line on collector's cards where they're just being scrambled after.